In 1985, all four of the Greater West Bloomfield communities established the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Advisory Board, which over time morphed into the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission. Among many of their duties is not only supporting residents like you with your local cable companies, today that being Comcast and AT&T, but also providing community programming that keeps you informed and lets you know a little bit more about what's going on in your community and across the local area with us right here at Civic Center TV. Among the many people that have served on this board across those 40 years is Deb Macon, who has been serving since 1999 on the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission. She joins us now for the celebration of 40 years of this organization. Deb, thank you so much.
It is a real pleasure to be here, Tyler. We have lots to celebrate.
Yeah, plenty to celebrate about what this board does and how it serves the Greater West Bloomfield community. Of course, people watching this show, listening to this show, they're seeing and they're listening to one of those prime examples. But there's so much more that also goes on in the background that the Cable Commission has done since the very beginning. Civic Center TV coming in kind of midway through that. Take us through a little bit of the work that's done behind the scenes by essentially volunteers in our community.
Oh my, Tyler, there is quite a bit. There are 12 of us. We absolutely take our roles very, very seriously and really work in a unique way, different from many of the other commissions. While there are not many of them, we've come up with a new way, actually from our inception, to do this. So a number of us, not only or volunteers who serve the entire community in the commission, but there are times when we work to support the executive director and on occasion the program manager in a volunteer role where we roll our sleeves up and know that we're a working board to support delivering outstanding programs all across the community. We're constantly looking for new ideas. We regularly evaluate how the programs are going and feedback that comes from everyone. And we also look at ourselves and ask ourselves, what could we be doing better to be even more engaged and bring so many more opportunities to our community?
And it's also helping to interface with members of our community and cable companies that are still providing service to this day. You know, as much as we talk about people having cut the cord over the years, many in our communities still are Comcast or AT&T subscribers, and they have those daily issues. And even those that aren't subscribers, they may have a cable that's showing in their yard or a box that's open or damaged that needs attendance to. And that's also a huge part of what this commission does. But Deb, going back to the programming you talked about, so much of this has morphed over the years. Gone are the days when a community television station was something you turned on to kind of just see a rolling event calendar and some elevator music to know what's going on in your community. It's really morphed into something that is meant to be much more engaging. So how does that play a factor into the conversation commission-wide, into the role of Civic Center TV, Lakes FM, and this commission now and for the next 40 years?
You know what? Let me address your specific question, but you said something in setting this portion up that I'd really like to comment about when you mentioned supporting customers of cable. And we want to make sure everyone knows we have a 100% track record in terms of providing support for all of those who reach out to us, who let us know something is going on. And that even includes those of us who are very active consumers of cable. And are exceptionally pleased with the way the executive director is able to troubleshoot and work through those capacities. So I would encourage everyone, look at how to reach us. At the bottom of your bill, you'll see our office number and would be able to leave a message for us to let us know exactly what your concern is and even how we might even begin to address it. And now to your specific question. So when it comes to engagement, we leave no stone
Yeah.
unturned, Tyler. Literally, no stone unturned. Um, some of us are very actively involved in the community. I know there's not a single person who knows me in the community who does not know that before our conversation ends, they're going to be asked their ideas, their thoughts, and their engagement with their Civic Center TV. We review those comments regularly, and that's something that all of us literally relish because our goal here is to make sure that what is presented um, reflects all of greater West Bloomfield. And we literally evaluate ourselves as we do that. So often when we have our working group committee meetings, we leave with more homework than we came in because collecting questions and then asking one another about who have they spoken with, who have they reached out to, and that includes our local elected
Yeah.
officials especially. Very, very much so. What kind of feedback are you hearing? And based on that feedback, what sets up new opportunities for us to even do a better job?
And it's a way for us here at Civic Center TV, which is one of the primary functions of the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission, to kind of take people through a walk through history. Deb, what we're doing for the celebration of 40 years of the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission is we're going to be going back through time, playing some of the favorite programs of our community from over the years of Civic Center TV, looking back through historical programs, through some of the most popular programs on YouTube and other social media as well. I mean, as I've been cycling through these programs to get them ready to put them on the air this week for the celebration, it really has sort of been like an encyclopedia of Greater West Bloomfield history. And I'd imagine that's also another pride and joy of the commission.
You know what? Absolutely. And by the way, because I did know that I would be joining you and have the privilege of helping to kick off our celebration, I looked at my history too. And, I moved to Greater West Bloomfield about a year before we launched. And there was something that triggered my interest. I've been a member of the League of Women Voters forever, and our local league was studying cable television and literally developed insights and thoughts about how broadly servicing we should be as an organization to making sure opportunities such as we're providing right now in Greater West Bloomfield are possible. And when I looked at the very detailed position statement, Greater West Bloomfield is delivering very, very much so. So this will be a grand walk through history. Actually, in one of our latest meetings, I asked and thought, wouldn't it be great to be able to see all of the things that we've accomplished? And in the beginning, social media was only a
Yeah, it's a fraction.
tiny thought, even if it was available at that time. So we have grown so very, very much over these years and really developed the muscle and the strength to be able to provide so much more to our community-based organizations, and the elected officials who serve Greater West Bloomfield.
And you mentioned too, Deb Macon's with us. She's on the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission, an organization that is now celebrating 40 years of service to West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, and of course, Sylvan Lake. We'll have plenty of our programming from Civic Center TV back on your screens and of course on Lakes FM in the coming days. And as we talk about 40 years of the commission, it's also a big anniversary for 89.3 Lakes FM. It's their 50th anniversary. Of course, that radio station launched initially by the West Bloomfield School District and in recent years became one of the many entities of the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission for local programming, for keeping people informed. But Deb, one of the most important elements of a radio station is for emergency information, because we're in severe weather season. We just experienced, before this interview was initially on live, a big storm. And that's a huge part of the initiative going forward, is continuing to be able to look at the TV station goes out. If people don't have cable, they'll still have that radio station being able to have us go live and tell them what they need to know to keep safe here in Greater West Bloomfield.
Tyler, you have touched the subject that is so near and dear to me. Literally, first coming into the commission, boosting our engagement, utilizing Lakes FM has been a serious passion of mine. And I have to admit, there was such a crisis over about midway during that period, before we were as actively supporting Lakes FM as today. There was no electricity, there was no water. How are people supposed to know what's going on in the community and be able to connect? So several of us in the commission are really excited that we actually have launched, or we're in the process of launching, a nonprofit organization that is going to separately support and look at how to make sure our residents know how to reach Civic Center TV radio. I've made up a new name, as well as calling it Lakes FM as well. This is so critical. I am always with my weather radio so that I can check in, and being able to reach out to Lakes FM to know what kind of resources are available in the community is just a real gift. I'm so excited about that.
Well, whether it's an ice storm, a water main break that shuts down water across our communities for well over a week, or a global pandemic that may be thrown in there every now and then, we're able to provide you that information right here on Lakes FM, as has been done for the last 50 years, providing community programming on the radio, and of course, providing television programming through Civic Center TV, all part of the mission of the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission, celebrating their 40th anniversary. Deb, thank you so much for your time today, and congratulations.
Thank you.